feed these hungry Steam Deck fans. Deals, games, updates, the usual stuff. They don't take no nonsense. Alright, what I got for these little Steam Deck fans this morning? Let's see what... got this nice little article on Pharonics here. We got another update to add to the catalogs of updates. Listen to this. Oh my god. What's up, Steam Deck fans? Oh, by the way, hello people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good. We're excellent. What? And you Steam Deck fans, as usual, you know, Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And you little Steam Deck nerds, geeks, and freaks, and you investigators with your Steam Deck OLED. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see what you guys come up with this go around. Anyway, what I got for you guys, since we're talking about the Steam Deck here. Hey, this is not the article. This is not the article. Get back here. This is not the... There you go. That's more like it. Now we got it. Oh, we're talking about the Steam Deck as usual. Listen to this. It says Radv... Whoops. It says this. Radv adds knobs to force shaders recompilation, helping games on the Steam Deck. Says here, written by Lorabelle as usual. Says, let's see if I can get this. Got 5 comments on it too. Says here, Valve Steam Deck is a heavy user of relying on pre-compiled shaders to yield quicker start times and a more efficient handheld gaming experience. But in case where bugs happen and a shader compiler fix need to be backported, there isn't a straightforward means of properly handling that for the Steam Deck. But with new knobs being added to the Mesa Radv driver code, there will be some options for better dealing with this moving forward. In case we're wanting to force Radv shaders to be recompiled, namely for backing porting fixes and the likes, there are some new DRIRC option added to the Mesa 24.0 developed to easily force the recompilation that can be targeted at specific games. It says here, prolific Radv contributor Samuel Pitioset of Valve Linux graphics driver team add the new DRIRC option for making it easier to force shaders recompilation for specific games. Shaders when needed. He explained in the code merge that hits Mesa get this morning. Radv adds DRIRC options to force recompilation of shaders when needed. On Steam Deck, shaders are pre-compiled for better performance, less stuttering, less GPU usage. But when a compiler fix needs to be backported, there is currently no way to handle this properly. This introduce 3 DRIC options: Radv _override bracket graphics compute ray _tracing close bracket _shader _version in order to force the driver to recompile pipelines when needed. By default, the shader version is 0 for all pipelines. When one DRIRC is set for a specific game, Radv will recompile all pipeline only once with the compiler fix included, because the pipeline key would be different. And then it says here, a nice straightforward improvement for Radv to better deal with shaders issues on a per game basis. This change will presumably be backported for Steam OS and be working its way to the Steam Deck device shortly. This is a change that is also beneficial to Linux desktop gaming at large. And that is the end of the article. We got 5 comments here. Let's deal with this. Let's see what these Steam Deck nerds are up to. Linux gamers, that is. Let's see what they got to say. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Let me get this pop-up out the way. They always hit you with this advertisement for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. Alright. Here's what somebody said about this. Okay, he says, doesn't it, Fireburn said this, doesn't it prefer the game cache? Surely if that's replaced with the fixed shaders, there would be no need to recompile on deck. Then he put confused. Right? Another person here says, Black Wid said this, or Iwid, he said this: I don't think Radv did implements that feature specifically, not even for Steam, even less for the Steam Deck. So I understand mentioning Steam Deck because downstream it one prominent example of where that will be used. But putting Steam Deck in the title and the only picture in the article, a Steam Deck, is strange to me. I get it. A Steam Deck looks nicer than the Mesa symbol, and showing pictures of software is harder than for hardware, but still it's very misleading when it's general AMD/Mesa news and only to a small degree related to Steam Deck. And in general, even I eventually will probably buy a used Steam Deck. I hate that most development is focused on this proprietary prison system so far that it's a pain to access mods for games outside of Steam because they are somehow, despite being free, exclusively published over the Steam Workshop BS. Says here, but even Lutris does not support proprietary installers. They seem to not even try, while open source should not have a bias or favor for promoting proprietary legal software. If at all, it should be a way to fight against it. Like React OS is a attempt to free 100% of users from Windows. Now that is no piracy, but not being able to freely copy it is against free software. Having anti-features like DRMs in software is against free software. Now, there is a fine line in assisting piracy and being neutral about it in a legal way, but there is tons of room. Like, I don't see why Lutris installer scripts could not provide it. May not in their main repo, but in some other repo. There could be attempts to have universal mod managers where also people that bought their games legally over GOG could benefit. Yes, one advantage of Steam machine is that you can do piracy without a mod chip. Sue me for saying the truth. And yes, without piracy, or at least the possibility of it, the prices of games on PC platform would be as high as for console. You can all virtual signal on me for hating on piracy, but even the honest buyer profits from it. Not to mention when even game companies install no CD cracks on their official games because they lost access to source, or it was just cheaper to use that than to implement it themselves. We have what's like 2,000 distros, but not one is designed for piracy. But we have Anna Montana Linux. Really, I rest my case. He said, then he said Linus could attract a lot of new users if they would provide a Steam-like experience for pirates. That could be a platform advantage. Here's another comment. This is from Chevy 420. It says, he said this: It was added to Mesa by one of Valve Linux developers, literally for Steam Deck usage. It just happens to be done in a way that everyone can benefit, but it is for the Steam Deck. Now, we, they, whomever can add some env variables to our launch parameters. Proton init scripts are wherever to fix shaders when they go wonky due to software mismatches. Anywho, to address the rest of that, the problem is that the US has made it hard to be neutral about anything by writing laws that fine the server owner for things the end users say are due with their service, and not the end user themselves. Apparently, it's hard to track anonymous people using fake names and Tor, so they get attacked, the low-hanging fruit, an easy target, by even having non-free repository hosting for educational purpose, software, or even allowing discussion that goes in depth with links and how to manually. The hoster, like Michael here at Phoronix, put themselves at risk to prosecution and punishment for what, like you and me, say and do. DMCA's like laws have since trickled down into other allied countries, so there are few safe havens to host questionable content. That said, if you go down the rabbit hole, you'll find that a lot of what you are proposing, the piracy stuff and questionable content, does exist. It's a constant game of cat and mouse with police and content owners, so names and whatnot are always changing. Tor and longlist VPNs are your friends. Piracy isn't then he said piracy isn't an advantage of Steam machine, it's an advantage of any personal computer in existence. Any computer can do piracy without a mod chip. Things like Steam Deck and machine just put the same common hardware up front of a lot of people, so piracy developers can more easily share codes and programs around the same quirks and hardware bugs, which can make things easier and speed up development, since they don't need 47 if-thens to handle every generation of CPU in existence, because everyone has the same CPU. Fixed variable are why mod consoles have such optimized software and piracy experience when compared to dynamic variable PC software. What does any of that piracy stuff have to do with Radv shaders, cache, and times where OEMs provide shaders might need a recompile? That's a good question. All right, here's what who is this Midbag? I just call him Midbag. Anyway, he says here, you might want to actually read the article. You're making a lot of unnecessary conclusion. Then another person here says, Logan said this: doesn't shader compile on Steam are done using CPUs? No, they're not. Anyway, and that is the end of those. It was just 5 comments. That's the end of the comments. But those the third and the fourth one, they were big. They were going at it. Well, piracy, shaders, laws, rules, free software. Yeah, it's all part of the tech industry, you know. There's always gonna be rules and laws and regulation in place, you know, when it comes to, you know, piracy and software use and stuff like that. So yeah, and I mean, of course, if you have a server, there is some responsibilities that comes with it. So yeah, you know, and yeah, that's the laws of the computer world. You know, they're there for a reason. You know, so it's either we're gonna Is either we're gonna obey, or we're gonna do what we want. You know. So yeah. But those two. What comment was this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Number 2 and number 3. Those comments were going at it, man. So yeah. Yeah. Recompile shaders. That's a good. I think that's a good thing. You know. Maybe fix some. Maybe fix some problems that the shaders were having in the first place for letting the when the game wouldn't start. You probably recompile it again to like make sure things run smoother. So hey, why not? Yeah. But man, these two they went at it. They went at it, man. They went at it. Who was this? Black Iwit and who was this? And Chevy no Skeevy 420. They went at it, boy. Yeah. But that's the news for you when it comes to the Steam Deck. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video though. But yeah. Recompile shaders, I think it's a good thing. Yeah. I think it's a good thing. To me, I think it is. You know? Maybe like I said, maybe the shaders, need some touching up or some sprucing up. So the recompiling is like to make sure that the game or the software runs smoother. So yeah, I think that was a good idea that the developer came up with too. And that might help with some of the crashing that the Steam Deck is having with a lot of games. So yeah. So yeah. But other than that, man, another update to add to the Steam Deck library of updates. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing for Dark Side. Peace.